Malaysian-style eggs.
Oh, good.
It's a joke because they were regular eggs.
Well, I was thinking back, I was like, what, were there like some special spices on there I didn't know about?
They're just cooked by Malaysian.
Okay.
Adding the Malaysian flair to the mix.
Cool.
He does make some mean eggs, though. Apparently bacon was very exciting for Roland as well. Like, they eat a lot of pork in Malaysia, but they don't have the, like, real fatty bacon cuts, so... We've been eating a lot of bacon in your absence here.
I don't know if I should look forward to that.
Probably the #1 consumed food in the house, I think. If we had to, like one particular food, it's either bacon or chicken. We bought a lot of chicken at Sam's Club as well.
We've moved up in the world. We used to eat lots of lasagna at the old house.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was just frozen lasagna. we had this one time where I was casting with Lumi and we had lasagna and I think I had to like skip out the cast because the game went too long and the lasagna was in the oven and was going to burn or something. So we had a big lasagna debacle.
A lasagna disaster. Interesting.
Yeah. So after that I never cooked lasagna again when there was casting going on because it led to too many problems. Oh
boy, the lasagna sabotage. Oh man. So, all right, let's think about these lanes a little bit from Alliance. It looks like they will stick to the heroes that they had swapped to before the remake, so it will be S4 playing on Clockwork. Looks like he will be slated for a solo mid lane role. Bulldog on Bulldog as he is here. On the Bat Rider in the off lane.
Raise your Bulldogs.
Raise your Bulldogs, guys, HyperX style. And Ake will be playing on the Axe, presumably in the
30 seconds until we are
EGM on the
tested by
support
combat.
Bane, which means up top it will be Floda on the position 1 lifestealer doing a little bit of safe lane farming.
Well, over on the Radiant side, the lesser known team from Russia, Team Cleave, we've got the Magnus being played by Zako. We've got Tinker in the hands of Lolik? Okay.
Well, I think.
Yep, looks about right. We're going to see Ancient Apparition being played by Blue, who is tri-lane, and it's going to be up against just a standard offlane Bat Rider, so no lane dodging or anything of that sort.
Yep. Though Luna should have an okay start at least, getting things rolling. Bulldog, well, he'll struggle to get his initial farm. One of the problems with having Axe in the jungle is Bulldog won't have that opportunity just to quickly rotate into the jungle if this offlane doesn't go his way. If he has a misstep and maybe takes an early spill, he's going to be forced to go back to lane to some degree.
Aki needs to be careful. He's running up the hill here directly into these two supports. They can't kill him on their own. They've got... Chilling Touch, Soul Assumption's there as well, but now Aki's going to get out. Alliance misread these lanes. They were expecting an offensive trial, and they're thinking Axe can go bottom, be annoying up against a safe lane solo, because just looking at Loda's items, he's got 8 Tengos and a Sal. These are items you get if you're expecting an offensive trial, and he doesn't really need these against the mag. Maybe in a 1v1 you want to have lots of regen like this, but this is not the lanes that Alliance were expecting. Aki's going to realize he can't go jungle bot, he's got to go back to his own jungle and just farm away there, which isn't too big of a problem.
Yep, he'll go ahead and do that. A pretty standard Axe opener here with a double stout shield and a set of tangos. I'm still very curious to see the path that he ends up taking throughout the jungle and how he stacks and utilizes this Axe, the gank timings, all that stuff. He's just not a hero we get to see too often, so I'm excited to see how he builds him. And speaking of building Axe, Vanguard is an item that comes to mind, but one that has been under hot debate. How do you like Vanguard, gods? Draft or shaft?
I draft it. For an Axe, especially a hero like Axe, yeah. It's not like a must-buy item necessarily, but it gives you all you need. You get the HP regen, you get HP. Axe benefits from it for sure.
Yeah, and there are certain heroes that benefit from it a little bit more than others. I know Merlini just hates that item. He is anti-Vanguard.
I actually tuned into a stream today, and he had a Vanguard, and he was just flaming the hell out of the item. Like, he died to this Slark, and he's like, I had this Vanguard, and it was just useless. Like, it didn't, like, it took like 600 physical damage from a Slark, and he's like, why do I buy a Vanguard if I'm still taking 600 physical damage?
Yeah.
I think it was because he got right-clicked like about 30 times, so if you let that happen, it's going to add up, but...
Yeah, it's an interesting item. The problem with Vanguard is it's just very time-dependent. It's one of those, sort of like Radiance. It does a static amount, so the earlier you get it, the more effective it is, and it doesn't really scale that well into the late game.
The other problem with Axe is you really want to get your Blink Dagger up as fast as possible, as well as whatever
Right.
other items to go with that, so it slows down that blink a lot, and it's hard to gank with what Vanguard plus Tranquil Boots. You can't really rotate all that easily.
You know, Axe reminds me of SLTV a little bit in terms of the things that he suffers from. You really need the blink, but the blink alone almost isn't enough, so you have to find that sweet spot of farming and ganking because you know,
He's kind of doing neither right now, but he's being a pain in the bloody ass of this Tinker.
yeah.
Come mid, cast Battle Hunger, and more Tinker gets pushed back.
Yeah, not a bad bit of harassment, and it will pretty much zone out Lolik. He will grab the bottle back from his courier, and will be continuing to bottle crow a little bit. So I guess Ake is doing all right so far. He is level 4, which is the important thing. He's finding experience. He's not getting under-leveled. His farm is nothing too crazy right now, but he will rotate up top, and they might be able to pick something up onto the Magnus here. Now we see EGM setting it up, trying to bait Magnus in as he dives the tower. And Ake coming in, Magnus moving into the trees. He does have a skewer.
Yeah, he can skewer out of this one. Alliance don't want to overcommit. Their priority right now is the tower. If they can get the mag, great, but they're not going to go diving for it. They force him back. They force out a skewer as well as a Tango, and at this point Zacho cannot defend this tier 1 tower. Skewer has a decent sized cooldown, which means he's going to be pushed right back. He may have overstayed his welcome. Loda got very close to getting off an open range.
Oh gosh, of course, as that's happening, we missed the first blood on Admiral Bulldog here. Looks like he just moved into the wrong place at the wrong time. He's moving into the jungle and
Died in, right by the entrance to the I missed that one. Well, we've got a
mutual tunnel vision here.
The top lane's kind of where the bigger, even though the first one happened bottom, this top lane's where the main actual action's happening, even if there's not going to be a kill here. Tower this early on is a pretty big deal for Alliance.
Yeah, and it's interesting to note that Axe does not have Berserker's Call right now, and even just the threat of him having it is enough to zone out Magnus right now. The 1v3 is a factor as well, but the taunt is what's particularly scary, and he doesn't even have it, so they'll intimidate back the Magnus, grab that tier 1 tower, and Magnus, wow, he's only 1-1 right now compared to the 29-8 Loda on the Lifestealer, so safe to say Magnus won't have a blink anytime soon here in this match.
Yeah, the CS isn't great, but with it pushed out, he will get experience, which is what's slightly more important, and he can last it okay under his tower, so he's just all about getting that level 6 Arcane Boots up at a reasonable-ish time, which he can probably do a bit better with his tower down, but it means Loda's got 1500 gold. If he wants to get that Midas, he can get it pretty early on. He's going to go more aggressive. He gets the fast phase boots, and this is just going to zone Zacho completely out of this lane. A phase boots plus Orb of Venom means if he comes near this lane, he's just going to go down.
Yeah, and even though Bulldog did take a spill, he's doing all right. He's almost level 5, at least halfway through level 4, so we see a rotation from S4. He is level 6 now, looking for a hook shot in mid. Ake will dive the tower. There's the hook shot, does connect with 2. Cogs come out. Oh, beautiful Cogs. They knock out the Magnus, trap in the Tinker, skewer in, and now this March Machine doing a lot of damage. Roger will join the fray as well. He grabs a kill on Ake, and S4 not out of the clear quite yet. He does have a double damage rune on, but he will make it back to safety. So a bit of a disastrous gank there from Alliance. They do get turned around on.
Yeah, nicely played. That skewing the clockwork out of his own cogs, saving the Tinker's life there, and Visage with an unexpected kind of hero to TP in because he doesn't really have that much to turn around and gank it, but they had the damage they needed, and Alliance down 2 kills early on, so not really the ideal start for them.
Yeah, but they still have a huge gold lead of about 2,500, and even a decent experienced lead as well. So even though they haven't picked up the kill advantage, Loda has a disproportionate amount of the farm, and also just having Axe in the jungle has opened up a little bit more of lane efficiency for them. Even just looking at last hits, Axe 24-0 with neutrals. The 2 supports on Cleave only have 4 creep kills across the 2 of them, so another disparity there. And again, Axe doing very well on the level chart. He is level 5, so Ake staying a level up against the Radiant support.
TP to the bottom lane from S4. He's looking to back up Batrider, but he gets spotted by a lane ward here, so a bit ambitious, because whether there's a lane ward or even like often you'll see wards like in the jungle trees here somewhere, it's very likely you get spotted with that TP rotation, especially since it hasn't even hit 7 minutes when those first observer wards expire.
Right, and he will move around the tree line looking for an opening. He doesn't find it. Now S4 will just rotate towards the mid. This is the time when Clockwork can be pretty aggressive. Unfortunately, he's not level 7 though. That last point in Battery Assault would really up the amount of damage he can put out.
Yeah.
Though, still able to pick up kills, no doubt. Hook shot off the mark. Ooh, S4.
These observer wards from Cleave are different different, but they're working really well. Like, to not have either... Actually, okay, they've got a third ward up, which they just put on the top rune, but until that one hit, they had 2 wards up, neither of them on a rune spot, so they've actually saved most of their observer wards, because they've got 3 wards up, all planted very recently, and they've got great vision, and this is where you need the vision. Clock's hit level 6, you need the vision more now than you do at the very start, so they actually saved observer wards for later on in the game, and it's paying off because they can avoid these Clockwork ganks. And 8 minutes in, Clockwork's been level 6 for a while and has not found a single kill.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Tinker, well, he's level 7, working towards his boots of travel. He's got about 1,500 in the bank, so he'll have those bots before too long. Not the fastest timing. We've seen Tinker's snowball a little bit more effectively and get his bots out right around that 9-minute mark. So he is off to a reasonably slow start in comparison to other Tinkers, but not too bad. He's at least avoided death more than once, which is good news as we see Bane on the high ground here. Only level 5. We've got 3 points in Brain Sap. Without Fiend's Grip, I think sitting up a kill here will be rather difficult.
Yep.
And Bat Rider, well, they'll just get pushed into the side of the map, no problem. Luna did go for Midas after Brown Boots had them up just about a minute ago, right around that 7:30 mark. And, well, following that, Loda will go ahead and grab a Midas of his own. Won't be the super fast Midas like you mentioned. He did get Phase Boots first, but does have the Midas complete on the Courier, and it is in transit right now. So, a Midas apiece here in our Cleave versus Alliance matchup.
Yeah, I prefer this from... I like this from Loda getting the Phase Boots first. Even though he hasn't got any kills with it, he's managed to just cause the Magnus to be completely scared and zoned out of the lane and restricted his farm a lot. So, while it doesn't get him a kill, it kind of pays off by just slowing down the mag, slows down the Arcane Boot, slows down the Blink Dagger, and also prevents him getting the experience because he's so scared of just getting dived into the tower by a Phase Boots and eggs.
Yep. Axe is continuing to farm pretty well also. Did get early Tranquils following that double stout shield opener. Sitting level 8, still no points in the Berserker's Call. There you go, level 8 will put the first point. And it's going Battle Hunger primary, not counter Helix. So there is some gank potential here for Ake, even though he's been pretty quiet in the jungle.
And yeah, with this is where I feel Axe is kind of just a bit not as strong as like I guess where you almost have to build around him. Like you get a level 7 Axe, you get the maxed out Battle Hunger, but it's still hard to rotate around the map and be annoying. I can see Aki still feels like he needs to farm. You get that level 7, you don't really have your Blink Dagger up yet, you don't have your Vanguard yet, you're still kind of just stuck in this jungle for that bit longer. Yeah. He does have a TP scroll, so if something happens in one of the lanes, he can get there and be ready to help out. Yeah,
and you know, I just keep thinking, like, what if this was an Enchantress? All of those early level pieces of aggression that she can put out compared to someone like Axe. So still yet to come online, but luckily for Alliance, with a Midas on both sides, everyone seems pretty okay with just sitting back and farming, which will benefit Alliance in the long run.
S4's fishing a top lane for a hook, and well, Magnus can secure out of that, and nope, he's gonna give up. He's gone bottom lane. He's used his invis as well, and this has not been spotted by the lane observer ward. This should get a kill.
EGM, he'll walk right into Luna, an Ancient Apparition. Yamaha, without a moment's hesitation, pops the Eclipse, finds himself a solo kill. Very well done, but S4, he'll bump right into Stress. Invisibility rune on. He's going to try to catch him in the cogs here. We'll go Battery Assault first. Bat Rider throws a stack of Sticky Napalm. This should be an easy kill. Axe on the other side of the tree line. Well, it doesn't help out too much, but an easy kill. But at least I make it a 1-for-1, support for support, but an unfortunate fate for the Bane.
Yeah, Mac, that was a Clockwork rotating with an Invis rune and TPing bottom, so for Cleave, they dodge a bullet there that they don't lose their Luna to the Clockwork. S4 was really waiting, didn't go in the AA right away, wanted to try and catch Luna. Tinker cancel his TP bottom. Mag goes in with an RP here. They want S4, but I don't know if they've got the damage to bring him down here. Tinker with a TP cancel isn't actually there, ready to go. Clockwork gets burst down, Shockwave and a Lucent Beam, and now Admiral Bulldog, he's in trouble. Laser, as well as a couple right clicks will bring him down. Look shows up to the party as well. He wants Zacho. Zacho is going to go down. Magnus without the RP, 2 familiars on the Aki, and he's actually brought down. Alliance are just falling one by one. Luckily for Loda, he's got an Infest to hide in a creep, but he's going to survive this, I imagine, but well, that's still a bad fight for Alliance.
Yeah, here comes EGM though. He is level 6 now, does have the Fiend's Grip online, will use it on Yamaha. They want this. EGM will survive. Loda in the front lines, dangerously low, will rage and retreat. Now S4, he's rejoined the battle, no hook shot available. So they find a recovery kill on the high profile target, which of course is the Luna. But yeah, Very underwhelming engage for Alliance. The
Trade
Marching
Radiant's
Machine
middle
doing some
tower is under
serious work there. I'm
siege.
surprised that Alliance took that fight with the March overhead.
Yeah, fighting versus Tinker once he has the boots of travel, big trouble. He's actually maxed the missiles before the March Machine, which
Interesting.
it's slightly even better in a fight like that, because unless Alliance are just sitting in your March tanking it up, generally people say, okay, March is there, let's run, but you can't run from the missile. If you've got vision, they're going to be chipping away at you. Oh, mid lane, hook shot
Tinker's
it.
in some big trouble. Yeah, hook shot connects
teamwork
Lotus
in
there
action.
with an open wounds. Easy kill coming out for Alliance, and that is great news. Shutting down the Tinker and also getting another kill on Loda. He's now on a killing spree, 3-0-0. That is great news for Alliance. And oh, look at the luck. He'll move straight into a regeneration rune. Oh, Loda, you lucky dog.
He's going to go, back towards the top lane and keep on farming. It gave AA a bit of space, got him some levels. He's got his
Radiant's
max
middle
killing
tower
touch
is under
now.
attack.
And I feel Cleave, they kind of... They need to sort of sit back and farm a bit, even though they've got their
I'm
key
afraid
levels on your
Radiant's
Visage, your
middle
AA,
tower
your
is under
Tinker's got his
siege.
boots of travel, your Tinker needs a Blink Dagger at this point, your Luna needs BKB, and Mag needs Blink Dagger as well, so for now they kind of want to focus more on farming and counter ganking.
Oh, Admiral Bulldog, he was trying to be sneaky, but it'll bite him in the ass as Yamaha comes in. Another easy Eclipse secures the kill onto Admiral Bulldog, and yeah, S4 will retreat, so very unfortunate right there. Tried to make the big plays, but they clear the trees, and well, the
Dire's
jig
middle
is up,
tower
as
is
they
under
say.
attack.
Interesting item choice on Loda as well. He did go for a Maelstrom first item after the Hand of Midas came out.
Yeah, it is interesting. What do you make of the Maelstrom?
Well, it's not a bad item in terms of raw DPS, but doesn't give you anything in the way of survivability. So obviously Loda's feeling pretty confident in his ability to survive these team fights, which, I don't know. It makes me a little bit nervous. That Armlet is a great item on Lifestealer because it gives you damage, but it also gives you some survivability with that Armlet toggle, and you don't get that same kind of survivability
Radiant's
utility
middle
from
tower
a
is under
Maelstrom.
attack.
Yeah, I guess he could maybe go back to the Armlet, but I think Maelstrom short term is one of the most cost-effective damage items when you've got the attack speed.
Down bottom, Yamaha in some trouble as he gets caught inside of a lasso. Axe nearby as well. Nowhere for Luna to go. Doesn't even have an Eclipse up anyhow. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of this fight, Magnus coming in a huge RP. Will finish off the Clockwork as well as the Bat Rider. And Ake, he's in some trouble as well. He may fall. Down he goes to one last Shockwave. Magnus with the plays. And again, Alliance, they find an ineffective exchange.
This is where you can shut down a Mag, but he gets levels, he gets his Arcane Boots, and he just needs to just show off the fights and make stuff like that happen. And suddenly you've got a big hero, you've got a big player in Zako, and this guy, I haven't heard of him before today, but he's had a fantastic game. Not many players can have such a big impact when they get zoned out so hard in
Dire's bottom
Now
tower
we
is
will see
under
a
attack.
smoke from the Bane and Lifestealer on the side of Alliance as they rotate down towards bottom. There is a Fiend's Grip available. Magnus will walk right into it. Fiend's Grip right away. Open wounds. And that will be an easy kill. EGM the one to grab the last hit as the support ports out. Well done by Alliance. A good read that the team would port out and not walk as one unit. And they find their way into a recovery kill. And that makes that exchange a 3 for 3.
Yeah.
If you count that in the end. So well done.
It's a nice little pickup, but it's still a Fiend Script. You had to smoke to get there as well, so it's still a pretty big investment. And it's something where they were hoping to get multiple kills and probably a bit more out of it, because right now Cleave already have a couple heroes top farming.
Dire's top tower is under
They
attack.
lose a Mag
Radiant's
who,
bottom
I guess he was
tower
very
is
close
forward.
to the Blink Dagger, so slowing down that Blink is quite important. But
Well, it's also important to note that now Alliance have cleared out all 3 of the Tier 1 towers. While that fight was happening, they took
This
out
will
the Tier
be
1 mid,
pretty.
and then they were able to
They've
rotate
reached
bottom
Dire's top
while
tower.
keeping their Tier 1 in the bottom lane alive. So even though they didn't really win the hero exchange battle, they did win the tower exchange battle in that one.
yeah, that's giving them a sizable lead here. The 5k-ish? Yeah.
7,500.
Wow, over 5k. So they've got a big gold lead even though they're down 2 kills, and a lot of that's coming from these towers. Also having that farmer Axe in the jungle as well, while Cleave have 2 supports who aren't really farming, who are just playing more defensively, going for the kills and just backing up teammates. So
And some big items have been picked up. We've seen the blink on Bulldog, but he's working towards his Force Staff. Ake now has his Vanguard up, pretty darn close to that blink with about 1.5k in the bank. And speak of the devil, Loda over here will pick up an Armlet following the Maelstrom, so he will go for a little bit more of a tanky survivability-based item. After that, raw Glass Cannon Maelstrom.
well, Tinker's going for an unorthodox build. He's going for the Force Staff instead of the Blink Dagger. I mean, 9 times out of 10 you'll see the Blink Dagger, but against a Clockwork, against heroes like Axe Snakes, he probably just feels that he's going to need the Force Staff out. And even a hero like Axe, you get Battle Hunger on you, you can't obviously blink out. So this will probably work out pretty well for him. He may go for a blink as well, but generally you want to go for your big item after either your Force or your blink. You want to go for either the Dagon build or the Hex, so I don't think he'll get both.
Yeah, one or the other. Visage does now have the Medallion of Courage up, and an Ogre Club probably working towards that Ag Scepter, though still a ways off. Loda's in pretty good shape. He's just about to break 10k, 5 digits on the net worth chart, and Luna trailing behind at about 7.5, 7.4 on the net worth. So she is still a little bit underformed, still very squishy. After that Hand of Midas, haven't really seen too much out of her. She does have an Ogre Club. Is there a BKB coming on the Courier? Nope, just a Mithril Hammer. Still a ways off that magic immunity. Not quite ready for these team fights.
Radiant's top tower has been attacked.
It does feel like maybe with this Mag blink they can take a fight. Mag also about to hit that level 11, gets the second point in his ulti, so the extra stun duration will help quite a lot. And if they can chain that with the familiar stuns, they have a lot of lockdown in a fight. And Alliance, not a BKB lineup. All they've got is then the Lifestealer Rage, so that doesn't work against the Mag RP, and they're going to be they have to be very careful about overextending or overcommitting to a fight when you're up against the Magnus.
Looks like Cleave did want to find an engage on the Clockwork, but now it's going to be the other way around. Long-range hookshot from S4. They drop Luna before this fight even really starts. Bane is on the other side of the tree line and looking for an opening. Did use a Brain Staff to help secure that kill, but the forces from Cleave will retreat to the tier 2 and they'll survive. Well done by Alliance. A great pick from S4. Not only did they grab a kill, but on probably the most valuable target, the hard farming Luna.
Yeah. Well, Nax is infested into the Bat Rider, and they're looking for blood here. Loda has some armor, so he did go back for that in the end. They're going to find the Visage here. There's no way out for Roger. He should go down. Loda pops out. We'll bring him down. Mag has a blink RP, but the Firefly going to stop that one. And
yeah, and a huge bounty going the way of Admiral Bulldog there. It's about an 800 gold or so. He was 6-0-0 on that Visage. That's a very high target, or high value kill there.
And yeah, Admiral Bulldog already with Blink Dagger 4 stuff. He's got all the items he needs, but he'll happily pick up whatever else he can with that extra gold now. And it looks like Alliance talked about how they were getting all the tier 1 towers. They're now ready to start thinking about tier 2s because they've got a lot of heroes grouped up bottom, and probably feel like Cleave may struggle to defend these towers without Luna's BKB, but they have got Tinker, so pushing against Tinker is always tricky.
True, and Luna is level 11, so she's got a level 2 Eclipse online, and it is off cooldown right now. They have big cooldowns here between the RP as well as the Eclipse, and then the March of the Machine like you mentioned, and even the AA ulti. They have a lot of potential to defend. AA is another hero that's very difficult to push into, so Alliance will find themselves struggling, I think, to break the tier 2s if they try to do a 5-man assault. But they've been doing a great job putting pressure on multiple lanes, splitting the forces of Cleave, and that is not where their roster shines.
I think it does okay pushing lanes by himself, but there's so many heroes that can actually isolate him and kill him. You just need Axe +1 with a Blink Dagger on your Axe. You've got an infested Lifestealer into the Bat Rider. This is not a fun game to be a Tinker when you're up against Bat Rider, Clockwork, and Axe. 3 heroes with long-range initiations. Bane and the Lifestealer also do well if you can actually lock him down, so tough game for Lolek on this Tinker.
Yep, absolutely. Now, looks like S4 considering an initiation in the mid lane. There will be a port in from Loda. And now Axe will be nearby as well. Ake with the Blink Dagger, he'll hop forward. He catches Yamaha, and now the Mag getting cornered by the Magnus. He'll skewer away. In comes the Bat Rider. There's the lasso, and it ends up being a 2-0. Clockwork secures the kill on Magnus, and the rest of them secure the kill on Luna.
Yeah, and they can back off now, go for Roshan if they want, go for T2 towers. They've got a lot of control over this game, and looks like they're happy to split multiple lanes, but S4's alone at bottom, so he does need to be careful. TP in from the Tinker, they want to bring him down here, tries to force stuff out. The Cog's placed as well, but Tinker just maneuvers his way around with the force stuff, and that was just a bit too over-aggressive from S4.
Yeah, good read from Cleave as well to see that the rest of the team had sort of retreated and left him behind. Now Ake coming in, he will throw a taunt out on the Ancient Apparition, trying to pull him out of position, really just creating space here while the rest of his he will port out to safety. And yeah, makes it back to the base. I don't think they'll be able to finish off this tower, but they get it down to about half health. So a crafty little play. And I guess you can sort of call that a victory for Alliance. Maybe not since they lost their Clockwork, but after Clockwork going down.
They're farming well. Like they've got Loda still farming at the top lane. Probably going to pick up that Basher shortly with the Javelin on himself, and he's going to get tier 2 tower as well. Ultimately going to go flying. Will hit, but he should be fine. Oh, with a Mag hit, this is a kill. Yeah.
Okay. Nothing Loda can do. Well done. And still probably a better exchange for Alliance, even though he fell. He didn't buy items before he died, which was a little bit unfortunate. But getting a solo kill on the tower as Lifestealer, I think he'll be happy to suicide for that, honestly.
Yeah, it's the gold is still slightly in his favor, but the Magnus getting a kill will help him out. One of the things which is annoying as a Lifestealer or any hero getting armored against AA Ice Blast, because it does prevent you. You're taking damage from the AA Ice Blast, and you're more likely to get blown up by it. You can't actually pop the armlet to gain HP. So
right, that's a good point. Yeah,
it may be partly why he didn't go for it right away, but he did go back for it because it's. I mean, such a great item always, and you're not going to have the Ice Blast continuously on you. Yeah,
like you pointed out in the last match, it's not a very reliable spell. Sure, you'll be able to get it up at those crucial moments when you need it, but it's not one of those spammable abilities that you can just always assume that you'll have Ice Blasts on you. Yeah. So even though Armlet won't work in some scenarios, I think it's definitely still a worthwhile pickup here. If Loda wants to grab the Basher, nope, he'll just walk away with his 2.4k gold. Well, maybe just pull up for buyback before he makes an investment. We could see a fight break out in the mid lane here as Alliance do port to their tier 1 in the mid.
Tinker's ready to get there as well, though. He's actually building towards an Aghanim Scepter, so...
Interesting.
We'll see the Axe Tinker. It makes him a lot tankier, so I kind of like this. Hex is nice and all, but there's just all these long-range initiations, and against long-range guaranteed initiations, you need just the survivability, which... Axe will give you a bit of.
Oh no, Luna gets caught by the Bat Rider in the lasso, and Yamaha will fall before this engage even starts. That's an initiation power of Alliance we were talking about.
Yeah.
Really starting to shine. They're doing a great job of picking on these high-profile targets, and now Loda is just way ahead of Luna by about 3.5k gold or so. And that's damn significant for only 24 minutes.
Yeah, and this is where often you'll look at a lineup like Cleave and you think Luna getting BKB is a big timing for them. Like, they can fight, they can push them, but against long-range initiation lineups and like heroes like Bat Rider, Clockwork, it's just not the case, because you can have a BKB, but they will kill you and punish you. Oh, Loda, is he gonna... Oh...
That infest. That was close.
Yeah, if he didn't infest there, he's dead. He finds a regen rune.
Oh, wow.
Second one of the game. He's having some luck with these.
Well-timed regeneration runes, Loda. Well done.
Oh, lose a couple familiars. That's a bit silly. That Courier actually went down.
Dire Courier, yeah. I'm not sure where it was,
yeah,
but...
I didn't catch that one. I think the familiars would have got... The familiars died at Roshan, so I'm guessing it was the familiars that sniped the Courier.
And it looks like Cleave do want to make a contest in the Roach Pit. They don't have great vision right now. They don't have confirmation that Alliance have backed out, though it will be revealed with Loda in the mid lane. And they'll rotate into the jungle, see those marching machines going crazy. As Tinker is now starting to pick up some momentum. He's, well, a little bit more than halfway to the Ag Scepter, so he's getting there, but I can't help but feel like the Ag is a little bit underwhelming on Tinker. Like, it's okay, but compared to a Sheep Stick, I agree with what you said. He needs to be tanky, but I mean, Sheep gives you a little bit of tankiness as well with the Ultimate Orb.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an odd pick, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
It's hard to react. Like, Alliance, when they jump on you with a Clockwork Hook, a Bat Rider Lasso, and then, like, a Lifesteal Infested, like, how do you react as a Tinker if you've got a Hex there? Like, you can't Hex the Lifestealer, he immediately rages.
Yeah.
The Clockwork's already in there with Cogs plus Hookshot down. The Bat Rider, I guess, is the one hero who you might want to try Hex when he blink lassos, but it's a hard response, and I guess the Axe gives him just that bit of extra damage output as well. The long-range laser's not going to be all that useful. It's more about the extra rocket missiles and the tankiness from it.
Yeah, I guess that's the big beef I have with the Clockwork Ags, is it to make up for the fact that it doesn't buff the ultimate, it buffs 2 abilities, but the laser buff seems useless. I mean, double range on it is... Does that ever really come in handy?
Against some heroes, against like some right-click carries, yes. Like against a hero like a Void, he chronospheres your team, and having that extra range gives you the ability to laser him.
That's a really good example, actually. Yeah, still be able to control him while he's inside chrono. That's a good
It helps against a lot of right-click. It's not about the damage; it's about the miss percent. So it's always with the extra range. You've got to think of it's like a disarm, so it gives you an extra like double range for a long-range disarm. But
right.
Still counted by BKB.
Yeah. Well, top tier 1 tower will fall for Alliance. They will secure a Roshan in the mix, and there is also a pipe up as well, which is an interesting but smart choice here, I think. Also, Loda now has an MKB to go with the Maelstrom and Armlet, so he is definitely more than online at this point. It is Clockwork that picked up the pipe.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Axe, he hasn't picked up anything else following that blink. He's only got 1,000 in the bank. There will be a 5-man smoke from Alliance. Admiral Bulldog in the front lines. He now has a Master Madness as well. He'll find Roger. He'll pull him back into the team, and Visage should fall before this fight really starts. Axe hops in. They drop the Ancient Apparition. Now the Visage will fall. They will get a kill on the Bat Rider, though.
Whoops. That was... Axe just jumped past ignoring the Visage, because they're like, okay, Visage is dead, let's try to get a second kill on the AA, but that kind of led to Batrider's death, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't bring down the Visage fast enough, so he got off that extra soul assumption.
Yeah, so they do keep their gem alive, though, even though it does fall. Actually, that was Bat Rider's gem, right?
Bat Rider was the one carrying it, I believe. It's actually still sitting here by the secret shop. Oh no, okay, so there's another gem.
Okay.
See this on the right of the secret shop, there's another gem sitting there. I'll ping it for you.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Ping it out
attack.
here, gods. I'm blind. Oh, they put it in the trees. I see, there it is. Yeah,
It must be a Radiant gem. So
like that crafty play from Alliance, just hide it in the trees so that they can't find it because they have one of their own. Smart play. So it was a 2-for-1, but an even bigger exchange for Alliance as the gem was.
Tinker almost brought down at bottom.
Oh, he does get dropped down. Well done by Admiral Bulldog. Finishes him off with a flame break.
Yeah. And yeah, with this Mask of Madness, he just gets all around the map so fast. He'll probably sell his Tranquil Boots soon, get the Boots of Travel, and then he can just TP around the map as well, as well as having that insane movement speed.
Yeah, and also a mech is up on Axe. That's the item that I wanted to make mention of. It was on the courier when it got picked off. I saw it picked, but forgot that it wasn't in the inventory. So another big team fight item for Alliance. Obviously, will give Axe a little bit of armor. Just an all-around good pickup. Yeah. Basically a position for Axe, so it does make sense that he would grab the mech. Meanwhile, in the base, though, Luna just in big trouble. A nice RP from the Magnus will buy Luna some time. Admiral Bulldog will blink to his death, but they end up getting the kill on Moonrise. Magnus gets picked off as well. Now down goes the Visage. Magnus will buy back, but basically everything is on cooldown here. Not basically, everything except power is on cooldown, so he won't be able to do a hell of a lot with this buyback.
S4 just hooks himself out of there. They're going to maybe get this tower, but it looks like they do in the back off with Tinker on the front lines here, just dropping the marks, the missiles as well. This will force Alliance home. They've lost their Bat Rider here. Loda's gotten really quite... Well, he did get quite low. He's back up to full HP, more or less full HP now after using an Infest, and they may actually just go for a turnaround.
They wanted. Alliance did smoke up. They're going to bait with Loda outside the base. AA ultimate. Why? Oh, just trying to scout here, see if anyone's back in the base.
Well, Loda was like
smart
sub 100 HP until he used that Infest, and I think the AA was thinking, hey, maybe he was going to kill them. Alliance are all healed up. They're good to go. They can maybe even look to break the high ground. Mech plus pipe.
Yeah.
Bat Rider's just respawned. He's just going to walk his way in. He's ready to go with a lasso in 2 seconds.
Yeah, the glyph is down. The tower has already been killed, so there is a pretty big window of opportunity for Alliance here if they want to force the issue, though they don't have to. Luna still has Eclipse available. They know RP is on cooldown, but they really just don't have to force the issue here. I mean, look at the net worth chart. Now Loda, 19k versus the 11 of Luna. At this point, Axe has actually surpassed the primary farmer on Team Cleave, so Alliance are really in great shape here. 20,000 gold and experience lead. They've got nothing to worry about. It's interesting to see. This is one of these games where the kill score is relatively even, but Alliance have just been so much more effective about farming around the map.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe that this Luna had Midas like a good 2-3 minutes before Loda did it, with the net worth where they are now. And Cleave are just stuck in their own base. They can't really make a move out, and sitting in their own base, it's still just waiting for Alliance to jump them. Bat Rider's probably going to get a pick off. Then you've got the Lifestealer who can infest in either the Axe or the Clockwork, and that's another pick off. So this is just going to be so tricky for Cleave to deal with.
Yep, there is a sentry ward down here, even though Loda was invisible. He'll figure it out. The creeps did give him that little tap on the shoulder. Hey bro, I can see you. And he will also help reveal the smoke of Cleave when they were in the base. But this is where Tinker really does well in turtling up. It's so hard to just push into that march.
And he's got Ags, so there's your 4 missiles coming out. Problem is you need vision, which is kind of hard to get. You can get it with the AA Ice Vortex, but that means AA has to move forward to plant them, and that's where you're going to get jumped by a Bat Rider or Clockwork, so AA can't even really cast Ice Vortex without going down.
Ake blinks forward with the surprise inside, but everyone on Cleave is just a bit too far back, and they aren't able to do much. They will just pop the infest, and now they go straight for the building. BKB popped by Luna as Asset Bulldog hops forward. Axe as well as Bane will get dropped before this fight even starts. Magnus now killed by the Lifestealer. Aegis will get popped, and Luna will be coming back here. Long-range hook shot connects with stress. AA should fall. Visage will fall to the wrap of Lifestealer now that he's come back from his nap. And it will end as a 3 for 3. As Clockwork gets picked off, the Rockets from Tinker doing some work, though it doesn't matter. Alliance got what they came for, the melee racks fall, and they will make the retreat.
That was just an awful fight for Alliance. It doesn't really matter just because of how far ahead they are and the fact they had the Aegis. If they didn't have the Aegis, they get wiped there and hardly get a kill, but Alliance are a bit lucky to walk away with a Rax there as well as I mean, they got a couple kills, not any key kills on with Luna Tinker still standing, but that was just, I'd say poor fight for Alliance, but Cleave just got a perfect RP, and once again, it was the mag. It was Zacho just finding the openings he needed for Cleave, and that, while they still lose a Rax there, they got a lot of crucial kills there. They wiped out the Aegis, so that buys them some time to just get the next couple of items up and maybe stay in this game.
Yeah, they have a chance, though. I'm feeling a little bit grim. Loda is just out of control.
Yeah.
That's what's really scary here,
That's a ridiculous farm. He's got 5k suddenly.
Yeah, and I mean, Loda made the right call to grab an early MKB, a good read, because Luna has just now finished the butterfly, and unfortunately, Yamaha will never really feel the full benefit of that 35% evasion, because MKB is already up, and Lifestealer will be able to cut right through it once he gets up in her face. And as we've talked about a number of times here, there's plenty of initiation, and it shouldn't be too difficult to get Loda into the proper position. We see he's already infested inside Admiral Bulldog here in the bottom lane, looking for an opening, but of course they won't find it, as all 5 of Cleave are grouped up about the mid lane, and that looks like they want to take out the last remaining tier 1 tower on
It looks like they're going after
Pretty
Dire's middle
EGM to
tower.
the Shadow Blade. Oh man, this guy does not play support. And this is a game where Axe has got 150. Aki's got 150 CS, and then your Bane, your 5 position support, has a Shadow Blade.
That's usually a good sign that your team's in good shape. Stress will get caught by the lasso from Admiral Bulldog, and he will get obliterated. An easy 1-0 going the way of Alliance to get things started. Not good for Cleave here.
Not good at all. Loda picks up his next big item, Heart of Tarask. And this is nice. This is just raw HP, which is what's going to keep you alive against the AA ulti, the Tinker spam. You just need the HP. You walk back. Even if you get brought down to a 3rd HP, the heart regen ticks in, and then you're good to go again. So it's a nice little pickup to have here. And this is maybe what they need to just break the base once again, get another Rax.
Radiant's
And
bottom tower is under attack.
Close to an Egg Scepter as well. He's got about 2.3 in the bank with the point booster already in tow. Roshan coming up in about 2 minutes, so the Lions find themselves struggling at all. They can just retreat and try and keep map control and prepare for second row. So Luna will be up in the top lane and will pressure the top tier 2. Port coming in as the glyph is used. Yamaha will take that as a signal to port out, but oh no, it gets interrupted by Bulldog with a flame break. This should be a kill, perhaps. BKB, Eclipse used, and basically no damage comes out.
He's stranded here. TP coming in to support him with the Tinker.
But can they make it happen? Wow, they get a kill on Bulldog. That's 4, unfortunately. It's just a little bit too low. Didn't want to hook shot in. He does have an Infest Bomb ready. Yamaha is just a kill waiting to happen. No Eclipse, no BKB if he can connect to this hook shot. Oh, S4.
He's still got a full staff, and I think this is still Yamaha dead.
Yeah, there's the Infest Bomb, and it will end up being a pretty easy kill. In comes the Magnus, though. RP, not the best use of the RP cooldown.
I think he was trying to... He thought maybe he could save the Luna, but it was just
too late.
Bit of a gut reflex and a bit too late, so no RP.
That's unfortunate. I mean, it's a pretty lengthy cooldown as well at 110 seconds.
And they've got 1 minute without Luna as well. Does a buyback, but like you're buying back to fight without RP, so...
Yeah, and it's not like the Luna has a clip either, which is kind of crucial. It's a disaster for Cleave. They didn't even get the tier 2 tower as well. It was a nice kill on Bulldog, but unfortunately trading their Luna for Bat Rider is not an exchange they should be looking to make right now.
Yeah, and D-Warding coming out from EGM. Alliance is just looking to get map control here. Just try and starve Cleave as much as possible. They already know that Cleave, for the most part, have to stay in their own base. Whenever they do move out, like we saw at the top lane, they're doing so at great risk, and that's where Alliance can just find those pickoffs. They've got the lineup to punish any sort of aggression not even aggression, but any sort of venturing out of their base that Cleave might do.
And now Admiral Bulldog pressing forward. He'll blink into the base, looking for a lasso. Does not find it. And, well, they'll just find a ward there. It looks like it was just a sentry, but still Alliance with just absolute map control. Like you said, Cleave cornered in their base. The longer Alliance can just slow bleed them, the further ahead they will climb. Roche has respawned, and it looks like Alliance have scouted it out as Loda moves into the pit. He'll go ahead and pick up a Blade Mail as his 6th item to replace the Hand of Midas.
It's an interesting, like, you've got 5 or 4 big kind of tier 3, tier 4 items, and then you go back for a Blade Mail, which is a cheap little item.
Yeah, I guess thinking, I mean,
it's
armor
Tinker. They just want to do it Tinker. They're going to try and, this is how they're going to break the high ground, is basically by having multiple heroes pop Blade Mail, I believe. Right now it's only one hero they've got it on, but Tinker takes a lot of damage from that. If you get 3 heroes with a Blade Mail and sit in March of the Machines, Tinker just dies, even if he's that fountain.
Right. Yeah, that's true. It's huge. That's a good way to deal with the Tinker.
They need more Blade Mail, so like, yeah, Aki's gone for a Shiver's Guard. I mean, Admiral Bulldog could get one. They've got a few heroes who, I mean, they've got lots of great Blade Mail heroes. Clockwork it fits great on, so it's just a matter of actually buying them and deciding that's what they want to go for.
Yeah, you mentioned the Shivas on Axe. He's starting to get pretty stacked, and also the Ag Scepter is now up on Clockwork. And interestingly enough, Clockwork was the one to grab the Aegis from second Roche, not the Lifestealer, because he is 6-slotted, and S4 is the one in the front lines, especially now that he has that ridiculously short cooldown on Hookshot. He can afford to be much more aggressive with this Aegis of the Immortal. There is a smoke here by Cleave, but Roger will get revealed, and now he's in some trouble. Open wounds come out. Oh no, a solo RP just on Loda. He'll get Fiend Script right away. Yamaha does use the Eclipse, but he'll get lassoed by Bulldog and pulled off the screen. Magnus, Visage, Tinker, all getting obliterated. The Ancient Apparition falls shortly after. Luna is still alive off to the side here, but he's stuck on the high ground. What a play from Admiral Bulldog. Just has him completely isolated. S4 hook shots up. Will actually cog him down into the low ground.
Oh, he's got the kill!
Bulldog will actually fall.
I think he can. S4 does not want to fight him. Oh, maybe with a hook. With a hook he can.
Oh, the battery assault. Hook shot for the kill.
He's damaging him with battery assault without taking damage because he's on the high ground. Like, the fog battery assault.
Gosh, that was
clowny.
That was a little bit clowny.
That was some, like, demon Dota right there.
Yeah, that's so Jimmy. So, Tinker does buy back, but it will cost him. Great cogs push him close to the tier 1 tower, right into Loda. Beyond godlike, coming out for Loda there on the Lifestealer. Level 24, 28k on the net worth chart. The last glyph gets used, and S4, he may fall. Chilling touch on. Will he Shedder? Yep, that procs the Aegis. But Alliance just, yeah, they're coming out way ahead in this fight, I think, needless to say.
Yeah, Lotus Hat regen's kicking in now, so he'll be ready to go in once again fairly soon. They've still only got the mid-raxers, so they have to be a bit careful. But when I say a bit careful, they've got themselves a 30k gold lead almost, and it's not really something Cleave can turn around, at least not with their lineup. Their late game, you've got Tinker as well as Luna, but Tinker has just got nothing as items go. And Luna, well, the butterfly you talked about, already countered by the MKB on Loda. This is just not going to work out for them.
Yeah, now Batrider hops forward, lasso onto Roger, and Visage is in big trouble. Yeah.
Well, that's all she wrote.
Yeah, we're basically in GG territory at this point. I think Cleave can tap out at pretty much any time now, and it would be understandable. Alliance should be able to take this bottom lane of Rax. Both of them are cleaned up. And yeah, they're on the last leg. Maybe one last hurrah with their 3 heroes that are alive. Loda will just go straight in onto the Luna. She'll get 4 stabbed back. And we'll survive to tell the tale for now.
And here come the Blade Mails. Aki picks one up, your Clockworks picked one up, so they've got triple Blade Mails now. Not that it's going to make much difference, but something they could have gone for early if they wanted to use it against the Tinker to break high ground, because he's not really prepared and doesn't have the items.
You have no gold worth it. Guess he bought his items before he suicided.
Oh, he got a Blade Mail, so it's 4 Blade Mail, jeez.
Yeah, wow. And
Snake's with a Daedalus. I'm not sure what he's... I guess maybe he sells his armlet? He just bought this Blade Mail. You can't sell your Blade Mail when you bought it 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was his 6th item. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Maybe... Yeah, that's the only... It's either that... It's got to be that or the armlet. All the others are too big ticket just to sell back to the vendor. Uh-oh, in the mid lane, Ake in some trouble. He will be in a 1v3 scenario. Negative earn charge on, and Luna will finish him off. And, yeah, does get to the Lucid Beam. Eclipse is still available here as S4 hops in. Does connect with the Tinker. Cogs on. Blade Mail unfortunately still in the bank. Yamaha will use the Eclipse, but he gets killed. Ancient Apparition gets picked off in the fray. Down goes the Tinker as well. Visage the only one left alive, but not for long. That is a full 5-man wipe going the way of Alliance.
Ready for battle once more.
Tier 4s are all that's left. There we go. Gods, the GG well playeds come out.
Now, Live and Let Loader has 16-1-7. This is just a beast of a game coming in from Loader. He really just set the tempo for Alliance, and you had your two solos, Admiral Bulldog and S4, just going around the map, wreaking havoc and just going for those ganks. Even if S4 didn't have the most success early on, he found those kills later when it really mattered.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And Loader just had so much room to move, like you were talking about. And even the Axe, a hero that doesn't